I listen to Debatable Decisions.
We listen to Debatable Decisions.
This is Half the Hustler, and you're now rocking with Debatable Decisions.
I listen to Debatable Decisions.
I get that bad, they gon' hate on me. They get that bad, they gon' change on me. Curry with the team, they gon' trade on me. Curry in the wing, they gon' fade on me.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. Peace. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Whenever it is that you're watching this. It's another time. It's another segment of Debatable Decisions. I have a special guest, but I'm gonna get to him in a minute. We're here into the summer. This is a definitely a special episode because honestly, we had stopped recording episodes for season 1, and then I got a phone call. Said this good brother was around. Then we linked up, and we have some history. This guy and I. Good dude. For some reason, I love him kind of. You know what I mean? I don't know why. I haven't figured that out. Where the love come from for real. But, you know, one of those little brother relationships, spoiled little brother relationships. As you all see, I don't have my beautiful co-host, Cutie Pie, and my funny-looking co-host, AC the Mayor, with me. But I'm going to try to, thug it out. For those of you that don't know, I have the super talented, the hard-headed, one of the coolest, most down-to-earth dudes that I know, especially when it comes to the music. He just got a head that's hard as a rock. Typical little brother relationship. Big guy. What's up, sir? How you doing?
Peace, beloved.
How was everything?
Great. Everything's fine.
Welcome home. One, you're going to have to speak into the mic because we've had a couple episodes to where we had dope conversation and we couldn't get the audio right. But welcome home.
Thank you. I'm doing fine. I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Been home, what, about 2-3 weeks now?
About 4 now.
About 4 weeks?
Yeah, about 4 now.
So coming home.
Strong 4.
Strong 4, because you definitely have been productive. I get that to you.
Yeah.
Coming home, the city look different?
Absolutely.
You see the new federal building and all that going up?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Everybody got everybody has something going on. Everybody has their license to carry. I guess they know we all getting killed by cops, so you might as well take your chances too.
Are you saying that because you seen his pistol? Because
Absolutely not. That ain't the first gat I seen since I've been home. My sister got her gat license. My lady got her gat license.
Yeah. The ladies are definitely.
Yeah, and we strapped up. We strapped up shawty, man. You come over here playing with that.
I'm scared of guns. I don't know how to fight. I'm not into the guns. I'm just a humble human being. You feel me? Yeah. They call me a part-time bully on this show.
You ain't gonna be bullying me. That's out.
Can you say I've ever showed the traits of being a bully? You know me for a while. I'm always a cool guy.
Yeah, you all right. But
what?
See, but you're smarter than people, so you try to get over on people by talking slow. But it's like, man, that ain't gonna work here. You ain't even got to think about it.
I was talking slow. How do I get over on somebody by talking slow? Explain that to me.
Because you make it seem like you'll come off like you care more about the dialogue and the conversation than what you really do. You really want to drive your point home and make as much sense out of your point as possible. And that's okay. That's why I guess that's why the show is called what? The Debatable?
Debatable Decisions. It's not about a debate.
Decisions.
It's not about debating. Yeah. It's about making those tough decisions, knowing what they look like, feel like, smell like, things like that.
Yeah.
But I just want to say I beg to differ. I don't think I talk slow just so I can drive home my point. But it's all good. Yeah. That's your assessment of the situation. So, but what's up, man? I'm really, we've had a couple conversations in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I must say, the conversation is different. I know you really want it. I know it's certain things that you really, really want to do. And I know coming home, it's a little rough. So I'm going to give you the credit of definitely, as of right now, you have a different mindset.
Yeah.
See, those of you that don't know, Big Guy, for lack of better words, was a terror out here, right? On the music scene and in the streets.
Ouch.
I don't know him well, I can't say that, but we have a relationship based off of music. And I've seen Big Guy create some of the dopest, unique content ever. Spit crazy, harmonizes, voices is unique and everything. And he's always been a lot smarter than you would assume for his age. I think I met you, how old were you that day you had the boot on your foot, came down on 2nd Street? Like 16?
I was 15.
15 years old?
Yeah.
So I seen this 15-year-old, the size of a grown man, handle grown men. I think you and Bobby was about to fight today in my living room over some nonsense. It was crazy, but usually don't see a 15-year-old able to handle himself in a room full of grown adults. And
Oh, he'd have probably got out on me. When you older, you're more skilled.
yeah,
That's all right. I got,
but I'm just saying, as far as the
know what I had for
conversation,
him?
here we go. I'm talking about as far as the conversation. You know what I'm saying? It was no back down, nothing.
No time.
And I seen him in a crisis or two. And at a young age, he impressed me because he knew how to move in these situations. But besides the street stuff, Big Guy is an extremely talented artist. So we're going to get to that. Where did it begin, Big Guy? Where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Okay. What part?
Uptown, the bottom.
The bottom?
The bottom.
Okay.
Everything below 3rd Street.
Is the bottom?
Yeah, that's the bottom of Uptown.
Okay.
I'm more like my hood is more midtown. So we like a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from the GS.
Mm-hmm. For those that don't know what that is.
I'm from Green Street, Green and Minnick.
Okay.
Minnick, Duckdown Ave. I'm from the Ave.
Okay.
That's my hood.
And growing up over there, we had Black John on earlier this season. So he kind of,
That's peace.
yeah, he kind of told us about that hood a little bit. What was it like for you though? Because I know that was 2 different eras, 2 different generations. So what was it like for you growing up in that hood around the times that you was growing up, doing the things that you was doing?
It was peace. Everybody was close knit. So
Okay.
like even to this day, like when I go down there,
Mm-hmm.
it's the same people down there that I came off the porch with. That
Okay.
I slept in these dudes' moms' houses.
Mm-hmm.
We all shared clothes. We all snuck into Jackson Lick together. We all, grew first pubic hair together and all that type of shit.
Gotcha.
All of us was trying to get the same girl. Whoever got the girl first, you know what I'm saying? We was all trying to accomplish the same goal.
What was one of the girls? Who were one of the girls that y'all was trying to get?
I
Give
ain't
me a
gonna-
name.
I ain't gonna
Give
disrespect
me a
the
name.
sisters like that.
How's that disrespect? That means they
I just
wanted
don't-
them.
I just don't want to put
That
out
means-
nobody's
I got you.
nobody's
I got you.
business, man. I'll talk about me,
I love that.
but I don't want to.
So, what was school like? Did you like school? Did you pay attention in school? Were you rebellious?
I loved school, but I was disinterested at certain points.
When did you start getting losing interest in school? Like what grade? What age?
I loved school throughout the whole time, but I started losing interest in school probably around like the 5th grade.
Why? What was going on in your life at that time? Is it like something that might have happened or
No,
something you've seen?
I was bored.
Okay.
I was bored.
A lot of times, highly intelligent men and women become bored with this educational system.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that's the ones that are like the kings and the queens that are here to take over the world, but the system doesn't prepare them to do things like that. The system prepares them to be subservient to those that are in position to work for people and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the household like? Mom and dad in the crib?
Absolutely, yeah. Surprising, surprise.
Yeah.
I grew up with my mom and dad.
In the same house or just both?
Same house.
Same house.
Same house.
They were always together?
They was always together.
Until, I'm listening.
Really until my dad died last year.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that shit was like crushed me. There you go, right
Okay.
here.
Shout out to Pop Dukes. What was he? In the Army?
Yeah,
in the service?
He was in the Army, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever think to go that route?
Absolutely not. Emphatically not.
Why not?
Emphatically not.
What was it? Was he in service like wars, or did he fight any wars, or?
I don't know if he fought in the war.
Okay.
Because it was a little bit, I think it was a little bit after Vietnam.
That he went in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or around that time.
Okay.
But like it was a little bit, it had to be a little bit after. Because he's just a little bit younger than those
Those
guys.
Gotcha.
But old school pops, old school mom. I just had my mom out last night too.
She came outside with you last night?
Yeah, man.
To the studio?
We was stuck in. Yeah, she picked me up from the studio, but I took her right to the trenches. You know what I'm saying? Had her lit. She's trying to buy everybody. Everybody's trying to buy us drinks.
Right.
What is they drinking, Sonny? Man, they're not drinking nothing, Mom. Let them hit my mitt. Come on, man. I mean, they all right.
Mom Dukes is definitely official.
Yeah.
Real good energy.
Yeah, we went to the Legion. When you called me, I was at the Legion.
Okay.
You may when you sent me that reminder, she was so lit. Her friend said, "Don't let her drive." I said, "How the hell you want me to do? I'm lit too."
What was Mom Dukes into? What type of work was she? Stay at home mother or?
Emphatically not.
No.
My mom from the projects, so she was always trying to get out the projects.
Okay.
She's still trying to get out the projects now, even though she made it out.
Yeah.
So that mindset it stays the same. Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Good jobs. All of that career worker.
Gotcha.
She works for the Department of Public Welfare.
Okay.
So she signs off on a lot of checks.
Gotcha.
That type of deal.
Gotcha. All right, so you got Pop Dukes in the services, Mom Dukes busting her behind. You got to get out of a situation that she doesn't want to be in. You're bored in school. You like it, but it's just it's not challenging enough. That's what I'm getting from the conversation.
Nah.
So I met you at 15. How did you, by that time you was in the streets?
As soon as I started getting bored, I was in the streets. I was in the streets when I was, I started to like dibble and dabble around like 9.
What's dibble and dabble? Hustling?
Dibble and dabble, yeah.
Okay.
I knew what it was. We had somebody that was like a little bit younger than us. His mom was like a crackhead. And she didn't care where this dude would be at. Now, dude is like, he's like 8.
Mm-hmm.
So he was either 8 or 7.
Okay.
And like, man, I can say his name, but I'm not. But his mom was like she was getting high out there, and she really didn't care where he was.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm young. I got my little squad of young dudes. We all together.
Yeah, tell the truth, you was kind of envious of that. He could stay out and do what he wanted all day.
Nah, I wasn't envious of that. He was ahead of the game. So he was ahead of all of us, real for real, because he seen certain things happen that we didn't see happen yet.
Right.
Like I was still not cussing. You know what I'm saying? I was still not cussing. But then I go around my cousins. I started hanging around my cousins, Gary and Paul.
Mm-hmm.
I started hanging around them. And as soon as they mom left the room or left somewhere, man, it'd be a cussing fest. I'm like, man, y'all say that? I just start saying cuss words for no reason. Just make it up. Get pickle jar. Everything was like that.
Yeah, no
But-
question.
But my friends, Michael Crum, I have friends, Michael Crum, Larnell, it was this dude, he's hot now, so I'm not even gonna name him.
Okay.
It was him, and it was like 4 or 5 of us, man. And we just wanted to hustle.
Mm.
So
That's what everybody around you, as far as the older dudes, were doing.
yeah, we seen them doing that, but we was like more or less, it was somebody in our inner circle who my cousin was dating their mom.
Okay.
So anyway, he would steal stuff from my older cousin. My cousin had that work.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He was doing a lot back in the day, and he was still working a 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he had keys and shit right at this house on Minnick Street. So we'd go in that joint, robbing blind. Mind you, this is my cousin.
Mm.
But back then, I was like a little klepto, so I was stealing from everybody except my mom. You know what I'm saying? My dad I robbed my dad, he beat for. My uncles used to get robbed. My sisters would get robbed. They was all hustling way before me, so I just was stealing from them. But, so that was my thing because I didn't know how to do nothing else, but still.
Mm-hmm.
So after I took so many losses stealing, I had to figure out one way to hit a big lick and make my move.
Mm-hmm.
And stealing from this cousin was the way to do it. You know what I'm saying? This is what young Trees beloved is thinking. I'm like, man, hey, look.
That was your name? Young Trees?
Nah.
Oh. What was your name back then? What did they call you?
It was just Big Guy.
Always
My name
been?
always been Big Guy or Sonny.
Why Sonny?
My name is Sonny. My dad calls me Sonny. My mom calls me Sonny. So people close to my family is gonna call me Sonny.
Got you.
Big Guy is a term of endearment that my mom's friend who died gave me that name. My name wasn't even Big Guy.
What was
She
it?
was calling. I was a baby, and she used to call me like this. Come here, Big Guy.
Big Guy, okay.
Come here. And I just used to come. So the name just stuck on me.
Gotcha.
My dad used to be mad as shit. Name is Sonny. They didn't even know you were going to be big. You know what I mean? But
Right, so the stealing, the cousin with the one lick. All right.
now my cousin, he got, so the unnamed homie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, this dude is like, he did some police to my one man.
Mm-hmm.
So he will be unnamed.
Mm-hmm.
But the unnamed homie back then, he said, he went in there, he stole from my cousin. We got like a half ounce. We don't know it's a half ounce. It's a lot to us, though.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a crack.
Mm-hmm.
So we slide off, and we can't hustle on Green Street or it's a family block.
No, right.
We can't hustle. We can't hustle in certain places.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to go towards like the Hannah, because the Hannah was ran by young. You know what I'm saying? The Hannah was ran by young. We can go down on the Hannah and hustle, but we got to find somewhere else to hustle because we really don't know how to hustle.
Right.
Because we was selling beat up until that one lick. You know what I'm saying? So we was selling bread and having to run for our lives. Because these crackheads, they'd kill a kid, man, about that $10.
Yeah.
And all we wanted was a nick. You know what I'm saying? We just try and get a nick of weed.
Oh, so you were smoking weed at this time?
Absolutely.
This is what, 9, 10 years old?
Yeah, and Black and Milds. Yeah, weed and Black and Milds. We used to go on Rite Aid and steal the shit out them joints. I'm the listen, right? We the reason that they don't put tobacco in the roads no more.
Uptown Shopping Center?
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
Where?
Right there on Fourth and right there on Logan and McClay.
Third and McClay. Yeah, Logan and
Yeah, believe that.
I got you.
Listen, we smoked every type of blunt they had. We was rolling Philly Titans. We was smoking Swisher Sweets before we knew they did it in the South.
Right.
And we had this little abandoned car we'd go in and get high. We get nicked off one nick. You know, back then you'd get like 2 or 3 blunts out of a nick or 4 blunts out of a dime. And we kids was blowing our mind.
Gotcha. So y'all went down to Hannah, started hustling.
Yeah, we start dope dealing down that joint.
Were you a fighter? Were you just a regular average kid?
I wasn't no fighter.
You wasn't?
I wasn't none of that. I had to fight though.
Okay. No, what I'm saying, like what. So at those times, are you known for being a tough kid? Or are you known for just being a funny guy? Because you definitely are hilarious.
Hell
dude.
no, I wasn't known for being tough.
Are you outside of your like? Are you now? I know I can take you and put you in any room. You ain't gonna be scared to talk. You gonna be you. Were you that way at that time? Did you always have that personality or no?
I wasn't scared to talk. I just didn't want to get kicked out of the room by the older dudes.
Okay.
I was one of those dudes. I had old heads. Like, so we didn't run us. We ran our little circle of people, but we listened.
Okay.
We was advised.
Okay.
You know, game was given, which is where I learned the curbs at. So when we still in his work, like we said, man, the young dude who I'm talking about, whose mom was a crackhead, he wasn't in our immediate circle of people at all.
Okay.
But he knew what to do with the crack. So he taught us how to do this, where we could sell it at, and they wouldn't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? So we used to go down there on Riley, all that area down there. Man, it was a gold mine. Hamilton.
Now you getting the Midtown.
Hamilton, Harris, all of those blocks was real blocks back then. So from Hamilton, Harris, Riley, it's people that's in the feds that claim these blocks. So it's out here right now that like you don't even know they're actually from these blocks and that these blocks was hoods. Like if you young, you won't know. It's like Moore Street. You know what I'm saying? It's like Green. Look at my hood. They still down that joint, but you won't know these blocks is blocks unless people tell you. But we was down that joint. You know, we fell off our feet so much that we ain't go to a block or another hood until we could consistently like stay on our feet. Right. But we put all of us on. So when one of us fell off of our feet, we was able to get work off the other dude. That was like a form of cooperative economics back then. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't even know. We just was like, man, look, we gonna split this 5 ways. You know what I'm saying? I bought a ball. I bought my first ball with my birthday money when I was 10. I could have had a PlayStation, anything.
Right.
But I was so thirsty for $100 because balls was like $80, $90. You know what I'm saying? I was so thirsty for that money, man. Just give me the 100. My mom was happy. Got out the car and I called my uncle's homie. He was willing to serve a kid.
Dang.
Ain't no doubt. Yeah, it's just crazy. The mind state of us is like we always been sick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it comes from a long line of sickness, from a demonstration that been put down on us from back when.
So did you ever finish school?
Nah, I got my GED. I never even went to a prom.
Yeah, me either. It's funny because I was telling my son, I've never heard my name over that loudspeaker, so I definitely looking forward to when he graduates, I get to hear my name. But when did you get your GED?
I got my GED in 2009.
On the streets?
Nah, I was in the penitentiary.
Okay. I got mine in 2009.
Yeah.
In Cumberland County Prison.
I probably wouldn't have did that if I was on the streets.
Okay. Where you was at?
I was at Fayette.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I was at Fayette.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's funny. I got my GED 2009, Cumberland County Prison. I was 32 years old. And it was one of those situations where it's like, why didn't I do this sooner?
Yeah, right.
You feel me? Like, what was stopping me from getting this if this could have put me in a better position?
I was about 19 when I got my GED.
I was 32. That's crazy. So, you got the little taste of hustling. When did the music come? When did you fall in love with the music? And what was it that caught your attention?
I got out of jail. I got out of placement. Placement is juvenile jail.
What did you go to placement for?
Selling dope.
Okay. You got caught.
Ain't no question.
Okay.
Doing that, it's like
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
You gotta pick if you in the game, man, you definitely got to pick your spots. But you know what I'm saying? If you've been through all the shit I've been through, man, you know that you ain't got no spots. You know what I'm saying? If you had a mindset that if you adopt a mindset and look through a certain lens, you'll realize you don't have a spot with certain things.
I try to explain to the youngins, right? So say if you hustle for a year, that's 365 days in a year, 52 weeks. So every day you gotta wake up and think of a genius plan of how to get away. All they gotta do is get lucky one time, and they got you. Their job is easy. Being a hustler is the hard job because you really gotta figure out every day how to get away. They don't have to do that. They just gotta luckily catch you one time, and it's over.
No, but it's more. It's more to it than that.
The numbers don't add up. You feel me? Because you can get away 300 days feeling good, make some bread, and that day 301, it's over. But so you go to placement, and that's where you fell in love with the music?
Well, I went back and forth. I didn't fall in love there with music, but I kept on hearing now mind you, I went back and forth to placement after placement. It was I didn't rap all the way up until 2005. You know what I'm saying? I didn't rap all the way up until 2005. And my sister, she was hyped about this DVD. DVDs was popping. In the 2000s, the early 2000s, DVDs was so lit. And people was putting on for their city differently on them joints. So, you know, some brothers from Philly came up here, and they was battle rapping.
The Harrisburg versus Philly
situation. And they aired us out.
Shout out the Post Up. Shout out the Music Man.
Nah, that wasn't Post Up rapping at the Music Man. Make no mistake about
part 2 was Post Up.
Part 2 was a
Shout
whole
out to
Post Up production.
I think that was the first one was Music Man and
that's
Dula.
when I started rapping.
At the part 2 or part 1?
At part 2.
Okay.
I wasn't even home when part 1 happened.
Okay.
I wouldn't have been able to like go in that joint and
gotcha.
Cause I didn't know how to rap.
Gotcha.
But I seen that they aired niggas out. Like Philly came up here.
So you ain't like the way that look for Harrisburg? Hell
no, I ain't like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they cleaned them, all of them. They was twisting them hats back. That right there would have been a fight. They breathing on people all strong, steal you. It's like that type of stuff right there. They would have stopped the battle rapping, period, had I been home for that. But Philly came up here and breathed on us. You dig? Everybody in that joint?
No. Except for Blackston.
Yeah, Mr. Blackston held it down.
Held his own.
There was a couple people that held it down.
But when
you adopting, but what we did, see, people in the battle rap, you don't adopt other people's slang. You don't you don't pay, you don't get these niggas more airspace than what they, even in a loss, you don't get them airspace to breathe on you the way they did. You feel me? And it's and it's supposed to be all love, which it is all love. Of course, it's
competition.
It's gonna be all love on the other side because they breathing on us.
Yeah, but it's competition.
But it was dudes there scared to rap. They seen them dudes was prepared. They knew all each other's raps. We stepping up. We don't know nothing about that. For one, we was raised off of mostly down south music out here. So
it depends. You can't say that.
Yeah, that's real life. We wear gold teeth. Everybody does. We got 28s on cars. We ride around in pieces of shit, even though we got money and we still live in the projects. So you got to think like our culture out in Harrisburg, it's an adopted culture as well. We have our own, we're still East Coast. We're still up north, but we adopt this culture and we blend it.
Okay.
So now with social media, everybody seems like it's the same thing, but it's not. We was wearing gold teeth and like that back when nobody else was. Back when just Baltimore it looked like a Baltimore thing.
But see, you can't say that because
everybody was.
No, you can't say that because what your perspective that you're speaking on is from what you've seen.
Yeah,
so
here.
if you would have been in other places, you would have seen there were people that's doing similar things also. But
they don't do that in Philly.
They were doing it in their way.
Philly wasn't wearing gold teeth at all.
New Yorkers in the 80s was wearing gold teeth. Dudes was even putting gold fingernails on their hands.
But
I remember that.
We didn't adopt it from y'all, right?
I don't know where you necessarily got it from.
We listened to No Limit and 3-6 Mafia.
But when listen, parts of
If we grow up,
listen. There's pockets. One thing I can say, there's pockets in Harrisburg that it's certain sections of Harrisburg, and I would say Uptown. Uptown, I could be wrong, but Uptown
You're definitely wrong.
listen to more New York music, and I always felt like the South was where the Bootsies and the down south music was, but Uptown, from my recollection, they loved New York hip hop.
We loved
East Coast.
We
hip-hop.
loved Noriega. We loved. It was certain hoods.
Right. That's
Like it was certain hoods that loved East Coast hip hop.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But Uptown, the biggest part of our city is the Hill. It ain't Uptown. So the Hill represents us more than anything else.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The Hill represents us more than anything else. Everything you got to go to is on the Hill. You know what I'm saying? Right now, we don't even have no attractions uptown, period. But they're all on the Hill.
I got you.
Now, with that being said, when Cash Money came, Cash Money came around the same time. Noriega said some stuff about Harrisburg. And like, man, we fell off him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Once you go.
Shout out to Nori.
Yeah, shout out to Nori.
The best that ever did it.
But,
Do it.
But once we had something like Cash Money, it's like the South and the Hill, they got No Limit.
Okay.
Now we got Cash Money, and you know
Okay.
why? Because they say that Uptown.
Uptown. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I got you.
our culture, like mind you, back in the day, New York is what it was. Everything is gonna come from New York. So Uptown was listening to New York, not all Uptown.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was raised off 3-6 Mafia. You know what I'm saying? Now
Okay.
my uncles, they from the Fifth. So it's like my family, everybody else is from over here. I'm from over here.
Got you.
You dig what I'm saying? So the music that I'm raised off is just a little bit different. Now, when I say that we adopted a Southern culture and a way of things and just added it to being up here, that's what it is.
I got you.
And that's law. Like you can go to pictures, it's throwback pictures on Facebook. You can look up and see people like shining the whole way through. And we got that from them.
I got you. So you fell in love with the music after the battle, with your main influences being like Cash Money? Musically.
Nah, my influences was like I like the DMX. That's my favorite rapper. DMX. All time.
Okay.
DMX, Juvie, C Murder, 50 Cent, Jeezy.
See,
It's like-
when you say I can see the DMX, I can see the Juvie, but the
You gotta
C
have
Murder.
Project Pat in that joint.
Okay, but I know hearing your style and how you spit, I hear more X because X lyrically is nasty, and you are too. I'm not gonna say it too many times because your head might get big, but you I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
So fall in love with the music. When did you start like saying this is something that I might want to do? Or was it just something that people were doing so you were doing it?
Nah, nobody was like really rapping back then but Post Up.
Yeah.
Post Up was like that in the city. Post Up, that's Early Bird Mob now. That's Preston.
Shout
That's
out
Corp.
to shout
all
out
of
to
them.
Early Bird Mob, Post Up.
That's Bobby. That's all of them. But I seen him riding through on his tour bus, and they got their
van.
faces. Yeah. And mind you, at this time, man, I'm running around. You know, I'm robbing. I got that chopper on me. I'm doing the young. Just it was a bunch of. I'm doing everything that I be doing. So I see the van ride through though. Now I got a whole squad of dudes, man. We slide out of town, do this, do that. Then we do it. Then we did it in the city. We so hot in the city that we just anywhere. We on every block.
Who you talking about?
Me and my squad.
Okay.
Me and my squad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The robbers.
I got
So
you.
it's all of us. We strap. They ride through, man. We throw rocks at the van. Now one of the dudes, mind, we don't know these guys.
Mm-hmm.
One of the dudes, though, now we just run up on a van and just start rapping. We don't care. We just like, we was rapping like
So y'all threw rocks at them. They pulled over,
Mm-hmm.
and you run up on the van and start spitting.
Yeah.
Okay,
But it wasn't like, it was like, because at the time, the idea was they was at the music, man. Post Up was at the music. I didn't notice at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that they was at the music, man, and they didn't hold it down.
Okay.
So
you didn't realize
throw rock-
they
that wasn't their
Oh,
thing.
so this is all based off of the DVD, the battle.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But we, mind you, we in the
Gotcha.
streets, man.
I
I'm
got
selling crack, and I got this chopper. We the only niggas running around the city with choppers, and we kids.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know nobody else's business, but I knew what we going. I knew what we had. I knew what we on, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, mind you, we young, man. Preston and them, they was older than us, so they already see what we on. So it's all love.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's older. He's looking at it like, man, damn, mind you, we not rapping. We rapping a bunch of aggressive how Philly was rapping.
Mm-hmm.
Because we at them now. It's like, man, but one of the dudes was my uncle's homie. This was the nigga that was serving me when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This was my whole head. And since I seen him, he was like, man, no. He said, man, that's Bobby and Rufus, folks. Da, 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 da. So he was just like, man, y'all like that, bro. Da, 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 da. We wasn't like that. But Preston was feeling it. He knew we needed that. Like, he seen something.
Mm-hmm.
He had a plan in his head the whole time.
Visionary.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That very next day, right, I'm at my house. Preston pull up and just knock on my door. What's up, bro? What you doing? I'm like, man, I said, how you know where I live? He said, man, what's up, man? You trying to come to the studio? I'm like, yeah. He take me out his house. That joint was like a mansion to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I lived in nice houses, but it was just like, because it was out the way, it gave it that allure.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, man, damn, it's nice. He got the basement decked out. It was nice back then. You remember that, John?
Mm-hmm.
So we slide out there. He give me a Post Up shirt. I took that, John. I'm like, man, what's up, man? What we doing? He was like, man, I want you to with us. And that was that. I said, all right. I liked what they was doing anyway.
Right.
And then, like, when I got home, my sister was just like, yeah, big guy, you should rap. And that's when I started rapping right there. I started rapping right when I got with Post Up. When he pulled up to my house and gave me a Post Up shirt, that's when I started rapping.
So let's get the timeline together. That is
That's 2005.
5?
Yeah.
Okay. 2005. Damn, like I met you a year later. Yeah.
You met me 2005.
No, because my son was born 2005. When I met you, my daughter was born, so that was 6. So I'm gonna give it a year.
That's emphatically now Cypher. You met me 2005. I got locked up in New York in 2005. The gun law didn't even change in New York City until
that was 2005.
Listen what I'm telling you, man. Mind you, this joint moves at 1,037 1/3 miles per hour. You got to understand, man. I'm traveling at a certain speed here.
You trying to say I'm slow?
I'm not trying to say you're slow. I'm just trying to say I talk faster than you.
All right.
So you know,
does that mean
I'm accumulating thoughts as I'm speaking.
No. If you speak faster, does that mean your words hit harder, or you just rapid fire?
All right. What's the mileage I say I turn around?
Well, you said it.
1,037 1/3 mile per hour.
Okay.
This joint is like, it's circulating like that in my head. So,
gotcha.
Boom. It was 2005. I caught a case in New York in 2005. He
You
was
wanna
with.
talk about that?
I was no. We ain't got to talk about nothing about. We ain't got to talk about that, man. I did my time for that. Always did my time for
Y'all want to
everything.
talk about sleeping in the van?
No, I don't care nothing about none of that.
Nah, but so 2005, and I must say you were loyal. You were ready to rock. Like everything was post up for you.
Yeah.
Very loyal individual. I think that's what I respect the most. What were you? Did you feel like that was it? Lincoln, we're pressing, yo, we gonna make it.
I felt like we was gonna make it.
Yeah,
You heard?
we went to the
It was,
joint
man,
in
listen,
Reading.
right? It was
Went to
nothing bigger
yeah.
than my man in this city.
Mm-hmm.
It was nothing bigger than him. You know, people could say they better. How?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We talking about a dude that put his money where his mouth is, man.
Yeah, that's one thing I will give Mr. Dent. He's going to invest in his idea.
And my man had the trappers. My man had the trappers. Real live, like I don't want to disrespect nobody by calling him this, but he had the guys on his side. Not only was he putting his money where his mouth is, other people seen the vision, man, and people can say whatever they want about him. Other people seen it and wanted to invest. They showed up, threw them shirts on. Women was showing up, man. They was putting on post up thongs and all of that. Man, he was doing, man, ain't nobody did that. To me, I was like, man, this is my man. I'm hanging with cuz. You know what I mean? And I'm doing a bunch of, man, listen, right? He had no idea the magnitude of the pain I'm putting down out this joint. He was with me like it was a regular thing. He was with me like it was a regular thing, man. It was times where we was going somewhere and I would be like, yo, man, listen, man, I did some stuff up here, man. I don't really think it's safe for us to just ride up that joint. He was like, nah, bro, we good. We dealing with you know. He was like oblivious to many things with me and how I do stuff. Man, he was still riding. Man, then, listen, a situation that would transpire, you know, I might have to flame some, right? And even after that, he was still rock and roll with me. So you got to understand, if he was scared, it's been times where I seen like, man, he don't want to get down with this type of stuff. But like,
he's still gonna rock out with you. He's gonna make sure you cool.
It don't matter. Listen, if he ever was scared, right, and if he ever showed it, he didn't make that leave me. He never left me with that, like in that regard. None of that. We talking about.
I got you. Yeah.
That was like that type kept me around.
So, were you in love with the music, or you was just doing it because this is what everybody around you was doing?
Everybody around me wasn't rapping.
You was with Preston.
Yeah,
I'm talking
him.
about that circle. I'm talking
Those
about
niggas wasn't even rapping, man. None of them dudes knew how to rap. People wanted to get rich. He had a vision. He was the only dude. He didn't even rap. Like when I heard the story of him, I was like, "But damn," you know. But he made his cousins. He started a label and he made his cousins rap so he can have everybody in a circle that he's close with. So Gator, Loke, all those dudes, Bobby, Corp, them dudes wasn't rappers. They was all friends and cousins, and they started rapping when they started that label.
Okay.
Just because he was rapping.
Okay.
You know what I mean? From my understanding. Now, and that's how you keep a business in the family. That's all of those dudes' faces. Those dudes' faces was on the van. I never made the van.
Right.
I never made the cut. I don't know how the hell that happened. But
timing, that's it.
Now, boom. Getting around him and seeing that. Now, this is when people in the city was like acting like Preston was trash. You know what I'm saying? He's doing the most. He's rocking them shows. He got shows with mad celebrities. Everybody who dealt with him, we were supposed to be in video shoots for celebrities, all that type of shit, just because they was digging the van or they like Corp or they like Preston. So this is around that time where people, man, they trash, bro. You shouldn't f with them, and everybody's saying all of this stuff. And I'm sure people were saying stuff about me to them, man. Grammy, man, you can't. But that never deterred me. 'Cause I'm looking at it like, man, well, shit, I can get better. I can work on my craft, and I can add to the cipher. I can add to the team. So I would just like, I was go around and I would be a sponge. I never wrote songs, none of that. When you asked me to write a song about how I met Preston and how I did this, when we was in the studio that day, I think Natural Blends was making us a beat. No, LNER. And it was like, you was like, come up with how you was thinking of concepts back then that I couldn't even materialize. I'm like, man, bro, why you asking me to come up with this? God damn, shawty, like, what is you trying to do to me, man? I'm gonna be here writing all day or trying to make something make sense. You trying to complicate stuff. We not trying to rap complicated. So, but being around Preston, I soaked up what I seen. And I seen him constantly evolve and switch his sound up. So even though he couldn't sing, he would try to sing on songs. And even though people said he couldn't rap, he would switch his style in rapping. So he was the first dude I ever seen do this in person.
Okay.
So I said, man, I'm gonna try rap like that. I never got around rapping like that. I got locked up.
A couple times.
I got locked up. And during my sits is when I really evolved my style. Because I was thinking about all these songs my man was doing, and I would write little stuff and add on, but I was never singing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was never gonna be the one getting on a song to sing. I can write it, but excuse me. Being around him made me be versatile. That's why when you say you don't see C Murder and Juvie was what it was. Juvie was the biggest star in the world. He was like the first Drake. You know what I'm saying? He was like the first Drake, one of the first dudes really singing on stuff and like really getting his point across. Tonight you gonna rhyme with me. Pick up the supply with me. Ooh, we. Like this dude was like that. So I'd have no catalog of music. So you wouldn't hear a bunch of different styles and of sounds that I have. And if you like a certain way of rapping, I'm only going to rap like this around you because I know I can get a for sure 2 thumbs up. But I can't just come around you and spit my Project Pat flows because you ain't going to be digging that.
Let me hear about Project Pat flow.
I ain't got one of them right now.
Let me.
But
our time is running out, right? So before we exit stage left, Preston, the post up run, catch the case in New York, come home, catch maybe 2 more cases after that. Now you just did 7
in the feds,
in the feds. You're home, focused on music, focused on changing your life. You realize a lot of the mistakes that you made in your youth and your past, you're not going to repeat them. I am fully, I believe you, and I don't believe too many people. I have trust issues, but I honestly believe that you are sincere in changing your ways and also really, really, really pursuing the music. The only advice that I have for you, well, not the only, because you know me, but is to pay attention to what was going on business-wise when you left, because the game is completely different, completely, and you're not gonna pick everything up in a couple of days. Study the moves that certain artists made and why. See where they were 6-7 years ago and see where they are now, and trying to get an understanding of how and why they're there. Some of them are larger than life. Some of them are stuck in the mud. But it's a reason for both. So what I say is right now, you're naturally gifted, but you have to understand the business. But before we leave, good brother, I have a request.
I'm not doing no rapping, but I will drop a jewel.
I have a request.
That's.
I hate the word no.
I'm sorry, but I didn't tell you no.
I hate the word no.
I said not.
I hate the word no and anything that kind of resembles the word no. I can't get a 16 real quick.
At no time.
I can't get my viewers just can't, because I'm telling them that you're nice. They
I
can't.
have respect for your viewers, but I'm in the
Why for me?
process. Say what?
Do you have respect for me?
I love you, homie.
So why can't I get a little?
Because we don't have to dance at every party.
Ooh.
Sometimes we can just
So
show
you trying
up.
to say my platform isn't big enough for Big Guy to come on here and rip it and then just walk out, like rip it? Like, it'd be crazy if you could just rip it and then drop the mic and walk straight out. Like, that would be.
Nah, it was. I wanted to say something else.
I got you.
I wanted to say something else, and it isn't that your platform. Those are your words, not mine.
I'm
You ain't even got to. We ain't gonna misconstrue nothing here.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? I treat y'all with love. How he treat y'all with love.
But you said you got a jewel for me, so I'm listening.
Yeah. Great success comes with the help of others. This is what I know.
Mm-hmm.
Always been a loyal and committed guy,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm devoted to what I choose to be devoted to.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I pivoted from certain ways and actions
Mm-hmm.
and certain thoughts and certain company just so I can help myself
Grow.
be a success at what I'm trying to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
And I have, I have been studying, I have been reading, and I watch every day. And that's from local artists. I don't care if you got 2 views and you rapping in Harrisburg, I'm paying attention to you. So 9 times out of 10, if you rapping in my city and I see you or you see me and you're a rapper and you're on YouTube or anything like that, I'm watching you. I'm watching you to see what you do. And I got some help with me now, some better help. And man, I'm trying to, I'm going to be signing niggas real soon. You know what I'm saying?
Well, before you, don't worry about helping. Get yourself, get your foundation together.
Well, before my sentence was over, like I was just about to say something else like that.
I got you.
No, but if you don't want me to finish
No,
my sentence,
I definitely want you to finish this.
okay. But my team is for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm watching other people to see how I can add on or how they can add on to my team.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to go down. And I'm focused on self.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Self comes first through all things.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm watching. I'm here. And I'm on my job. But we ain't got to worry about me doing nothing. If I fucked up, it's going to be a bad time. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm doing well, other people will be doing well because I spread the bag. That's what robbers is good at. That's what that's what hustlers is good at. When we hit the lick, we break everybody off. It ain't no shiesty going on.
That's not a good thing because you only break everybody off because you got it so easily and so fast.
Not at all. When
Yes,
you hustle for it, when you hustle for it.
I beg to differ.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. We can debatably disagree. You know what I'm saying? I don't care nothing about none of that. But the people who I dealt with, though, man, we cut things in half.
Mm-hmm.
You take this, you take this, and we all came up. And then we was all up together. We all go do the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm happy that that you are completely focused.
Yeah.
There is going to be times in the next couple of months, weeks, that you're going to hit a brick wall, and you might have the thought to resort back to bad habits. Just remember, those are the tests of the universe. When things seem to be getting better, everything is groovy, you got a bunch of good news. Every time you get good news, just know there's negative energy, bad news coming too. Now, it might not be as big or...
That was real spooky right there, beloved.
No, but it's balanced. The universe, everything in the universe is balanced. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? It's for every positive, you have a negative. For every rainy day, you have a sunny day. That's how you get to enjoy both. So I believe in you, and I think you're one of a few artists that if you truly take it serious, like really, really take it serious, consistently put out dope material, this city will sincerely get behind you.
Yeah. I can go for that.
Yeah.
I see it. I see it.
Definitely.
I know what it is. Love.
So from the Debatable Decisions family, we ask you to make sure that you have some VIP tickets for us when we come to your shows and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you don't, just know that it will definitely be a string of diss tracks coming. You feel me? Like,
yeah, I can dig it.
Yeah, no, not like one or two, like 7, 8, 9, 10. You know what I mean? I don't rap, but I'll sit down and pin some shit. Like, all right?
Yeah.
All right. Don't be scared, though. Like, I want you, you know.
Hey.
What? You got something on your mind?
Nah, I wanna shout my folks out.
Yeah, please do.
Hey, man, I want to give a shout out to my family first and foremost, man. Holding it strong, wifey.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to shout my team out as well, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my team. I can't. The run and the push can't be as strong without people behind you.
Mm-hmm.
People behind the scenes pressing buttons, making it move, making sure I'm not the one arguing about the price of my feature or my appearance and things like that. So I'm not always the bad guy. So shout out to people like you, Tyra, CeeLo. You dig? Shout out to Stoop G's, man. That's flavor right there. But it's about to go down, and we about to put down a nice little demonstration, man. And I think the city is gonna appreciate it, but I think the world is gonna appreciate it a lot more. Because I'm going to bring some new flavor to the game, man. Many sounds, many different looks. And, we gonna make a solid run, man. And we want to help people. We want to help self. Nothing's going to knock me or deter me from my square. I don't care how many brick walls it is. There's nothing like when you've been through the things I've been through and took the losses that I took. Every time I sat, I don't talk to police. You dig what I'm saying? Every single time I went to jail, I sat and I thought and I read and I got smarter. Every single time. There's not one time that I did anything less than that. I'm trying to tell you, man, my mind is made up. Just how my mind was made up back then.
To do the.
My mind made up to be on some real man shit out this joint. And the demonstrations that I'm going to be putting down, nothing's going to deter me from anything. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's going to deter me from anything, man. As a man, you got to suppress your desires. That's man. You know what I mean? People don't dig this. People don't know this. People ain't been through enough to know that. You got to sit yourself at wise feet and you take and accept wise counsel and you suppress your desires. You don't jump on everything. You don't dance at every party. You don't show your face every time. Sometimes it's all right to let other people shine. Sometimes it's okay for me to wear a Corey shirt. You dig what I'm saying? And the people that I'm running with now, the people who I handpicked and selected, we all know that. And we all on some family and team shit. Not one person got to be the star. The only other person that the only other rapper that's on the label, if we go in here to push his shit, you'll see me with a fucking Stookie shirt on. You know what I'm saying? If we pushing a Tyra or Tweety event, you're going to see me with Tweet Treat shirts on. Tweet Treat. Shout out to Tweet Treats. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see me with a Tyra shirt on and handing out flyers. This is what we on. This is what we on. We want money for us. We want to spread it to our family. You know what I'm saying? That's why you select and pick the people around you carefully. So when it's time to break bread, it's easy to be like, huh? You know what I'm saying? If you ain't hitting that joint, what is we around for? You can give me mental food or you can hit my mitt. But if we can't get money together, I know I don't just hang with friends. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no purpose in hanging with friends. Every time I went to jail hanging with friends. Every time I got pulled over in a car, I went to jail. Yes. Every single time I ever got pulled over in any car, I went to jail. Straight up. I don't even ride with niggas if they don't got their license.
True. That's not true. Because we got pulled over.
Man, and I thought we was going to jail. There was nothing in my mind. There was nothing in my mind that told me we wasn't going to jail that day. I said, man.
Listen, yeah, that was a funny one. We got some history, but we put that in the movie. But you know, all call-outs is mandatory, right? Don't think about it. Answer. All call-outs is mandatory,
you
right?
Gotta I think 7 times before I speak.
Man,
before
here
I
we
speak.
Go. All call-outs are mandatory, correct?
In
correct.
In regards to what?
All call-outs are mandatory, correct?
Nah, that's
Mr. 067.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Got you. We're gonna leave it at that. Thank you. And I'm not even gonna give the jewel today because the last 2 minutes, 3 minutes of what he spoke is powerful. And I pray that everyone pays attention, listen.
Yeah.
I appreciate you all. I fired my co-host. You will never see them again. What up, AC? All right. No, Cutie Pie is not in the building.
Oh, your co-host is more lit than you.
Hey, I'm not here to be lit. You feel me?
Yeah, he's like that.
But
And he got that yawn.
legal.
Yeah,
we love you.
I respect that. You got to keep him around.
We love you. Big, I want to see you win. And I'm going to tell you this. We're going to have problems if I see you doing nonsense.